A once great nation, proud and strong, a land where the British surely belong. Though it pains me to say, maybe not for long, for our treacherous government has done us wrong. Turns out their promises were a con. Vote for them, they told us, and we'll get Brexit done and get control back of our borders. They failed to mention borders under their control would open more widely than ever before. Unscrupulous liars who knew full well that the people's idea of controlling our borders meant less immigration, not more. We were tricked by these perfidious parasites in power. A trick all the more grotesque because we trusted them with our country's well-being and future. In good faith, we placed the greatest responsibility of all in their hands, falsely believing it was in good hands. And why wouldn't we? They were the Conservatives. The key is in the name, which means to protect and conserve that which we love. And what change have they protected us from? Not mass immigration. It is at its highest in history, with 500,000 arriving last year alone, as they still talked of opening the borders ever wider. They can't even stop a few boats crossing the English Channel. Have they protected our countryside? Not as they talk of building 300,000 new homes a year, while failing to mention mass immigration is behind it. Have they protected our institutions? Not as hate-filled left-wing activists infiltrate our most prestigious ones with the intent of attacking and rewriting everything. Institutions whose job it was to protect our heritage. Have they protected our culture and history? Not as the woke virus infects every area of society. Statues pulled down, decolonisation of this, denigration of that, telling us men can be women on whatever day they see fit, while simultaneously telling us we should be defined by nothing but our skin colour or gender, turning black against white, man against woman, straight against gay, until Britain tears itself asunder. And this has happened on the watch of those whose name means to protect and conserve. And while the anti-British activists hack away at the very foundations on which our society is built, the Conservative politicians line their own pockets with money from their globalist masters. Money that is given in return for handing over our country to those masters. Given to them so they may do with as they please. Everything is for sale. Even the country itself can be bought if you have enough money. The Conservatives even put their own souls up for sale and happily sold them. And what about the will of the people, you may ask? Well, who cares? Certainly not they. The people are expendable. The government will acknowledge our existence every 5 years when they need our votes. And once they've got them, we can crawl back under the rock whence we came. Surplus to requirements. Nothing but insolent peasants to be regarded with contempt until, once again, they require our votes. Peasants that are now required to choose between starving to death or freezing to death this winter. A necessary choice, we're told, we must make for the greater good of our country and world. For the greater good of a country they help destroy. Choices they themselves will never have to make. And what future lies in store for our once great nation? The future in which I speak looks increasingly bleak. The Conservatives will not get our votes next time, but a political party, even worse, will. For once the treacherous Tories are ousted from power, and they will be at the next election, a more horrific fate awaits under Labour. But all things bad under the Conservatives will see new life breathed into them. Those who wish us ill will be emboldened even more, which will finally see the final nail in the coffin. A once great nation, once and for all, may then well fall.